Good morning. Second topic for today is two fundamental problems in South Africa that are causing South Africa's problems, deeply technically. In maths, you have axioms. You define the axioms, and then they become the fundamental building blocks of mathematics. You learn these 10 or 20 things, and you can do anything. Everything builds on those. As it is, we have a society in South Africa which is corrupt, and we people live for today. These two issues, we have to say, well, why are people corrupt? Well, people are corrupt because we live in a tribal society. We live in dictatorships, either because the country is a dictatorship or because there are many dictatorships, whether it's in a company, an organization, community, etc. And the leaders are in charge, and everybody obsequiouses themselves to the leaders. And the leaders, because it's a tribal society, the leaders can do anything they like. And the people just say, okay. So, I work in a matrix organization, and what happens is we have people, maybe my boss's boss, and then we have someone from another division who maybe innocently is looking at something and says, what about this? And then if that person happens to be more senior than anybody else in the room, even not in our particular division, then the people who are knowledgeable and have been doing the work for 20 years and understand this say, oh, we can do that, without thinking of the ramifications, without thinking, well, we're on a project which is currently going to take a month, and if we do this thing that this person asked for, maybe innocently, they didn't mean to say, well, I want it now. Maybe they do want it now, but maybe they don't. But maybe it needs to be inserted into the project plan. And when you extrapolate this to Eskom, imagine that the Minister of Education, or the Minister of Police, or the Minister of the Environment, or the Minister of Social Enterprises arrives, and he's the top person there, and he innocently says, well, why are you doing this? Why don't you do that? And then all the engineers fall over backwards and they say, yeah, we can do that, without thinking of the ramifications. And so we end up with power stations that have taken more than 10 years to build, should have taken 5 years, which are costing 250 billion each, and we're not at the end of the road. They should have cost 80 billion. You don't need Bitcoin to make money in South Africa. Just decide to do an 80 billion rand project, which then costs 250 billion. Wow, you've made your money, haven't you? And those 8,000 people building the power station are employed for 10 years instead of employed for 5 years. And they think that's wonderful. But they forgot that 1 million people depend on that power station for electricity so they can have jobs. And so it is that in this tribal society, the head is in charge. I even worked in a factory where this happened. The boss was the boss. Anything he said was gospel. And it was great for 30 years, until he lost interest and the company failed. Went into liquidation. A lot of people lost a lot of money. A lot of people lost a lot of time. I lost a huge investment in computer technology that I bought for that business. Gone. The second thing is this thing about living for today. Now, it's interesting because we get told Buddhism and so on, other religions, other ways of life say you should live for today. That's true. You should live for today. You should be in the now. That's what that means. It means that you should be accepting of what's happening now. You can change tomorrow. You can't change yesterday. You can't change now. Now is now. Now is happening right now. You can't change. Whatever's happening, you can't change it right now. You can change 1 second's time. And so what's missing is investment. People get their money and they spend it. You watch. Someone wins the lottery. They spend their money. Someone makes 10 million rand on Bitcoin. Suddenly you see them driving a Ferrari, but living in a bigger house. And 6 months time, they lost all their money. I mean, if I had that amount of money, and as I want to do, I've taken my house off the grid, off the water grid. Now the next thing to do is, when I have money, to take my neighbors, do it with my neighbors and then their neighbors. And the reason for that is because then my community gets wealthier, gets cleaner. We have humanity. We help each other. And it happens that there's more money in Khayelitsha than there's in Bishop's Court. Khayelitsha is a shanty town. Not just shanty town. I mean, there's very nice houses there too. And it's right next to a beautiful beach with a hot sea. People don't recognize that. And then there's Bishop's Court, which is on the mountain, which is a very wealthy area. And the difference between Bishop's Court and Khayelitsha is the money in Bishop's Court is organized and the money in Khayelitsha is disorganized. So this tribalism leads to disorganization of money, where the money is grouped by the tribal leaders who control it and decide what to do with it. And the rest of the people suffer. But they suffer in silence because they're in a tribe. And the tribal leader's word is God. So here we are. If we can fix these two problems, solve them, work out a way through them, then suddenly in South Africa, we'll find that our central problems go away. We'll make decisions in community, in committee. That'll immediately get rid of corruption. And we'll think about taking 1% or 5% of what we earn and putting it into a community fund. Like a stokvel. I mean, we have stokvels. They work well. They're community groups where maybe 100 people put 100 Rand a month in, and that's 10,000 Rand, which means 2 people get to spend 5,000 Rand every month. Maybe on a washing machine or a dishwasher. But they can be, think bigger than that. They can take 100,000 Rand invested in a power station. Next month, more power station. Eventually, they can sell electricity to their neighbors. That's what I mean about building community. Thank you.